What's going on, y'all, man? We back here at another. I'm excited. What's going on, y'all? Back here with another episode of the Dental Den. It's your boy Key Smiles with my brother
Lit Dennis.
Man, and today we got a real nice episode for y'all, man. As y'all can see, it's a new day here in the Dental Den, man. We got cue cards. Y'all can peep, we upgraded to the better scrub daddies now, you know what I'm saying? We going crazy with the, they ain't got these. What colorway is this per se?
Auburn.
Auburn orange, okay, yeah. But no, today is a very special episode because we just wanted to get real with y'all and just break down the process of just even getting in and applying to dental school, the entire nine. Like, we're gonna go in depth. So, hey, I hope y'all enjoy this episode and let's get it rolling.
With the first step, you want to understand the process. So the DAT application cycle starts from May 14th and it ends in the end of the year. Depending upon your school, it can have different deadlines. But the ideal time to take the DAT would be sometime in the spring because you want to go into the application cycle with your DAT score already taken care of. And then, not to mention, you got to work on your letters of recommendation and what the application is going to entail is going to be a lot if you try to do it all in one. So,
yeah, you got to make sure you get on these things early. Like, if you take the test, the sooner the better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It'll definitely help your chances out. As far as what's on the application, you're going to be having to put things like your academic history, which, with that, you're going to need your transcripts. Any other standardized tests that you may have taken, whether it be a GRE, SAT, anything like that. You're going to have basic information like high schools attended and things of that such. And I think we already touched on it, but yeah, you're going to have a personal statement, man. That personal statement is big, but don't worry, we got a whole point later we're going to talk to you about the personal statement. And then on the application, you're also going to have other things which include like supporting information. That would be any type of licenses, whether that's dental assisting, heck, an esthetician's license, anything that also kind of allows you to show that you have some sort of manual dexterity. That is key. Experiences, whether that be mission trips, volunteering, things like that. And you're also going to want to post your achievements, especially if there's anything academically achievable that you have done. So you're going to want to post all of that.
let's get into preparing for the DAT.
It's a big one right here too.
So the biggest thing about preparing is going to be time management, and you have to be disciplined. I personally built my own schedule that I made from RA Bootcamp, and I just modified that, and then I used that, and I was just stuck by it day by day. I treated it like it was my job. So I think those are like the two biggest points to make as far as like preparing for the DAT.
Yeah, you gotta be very consistent when it comes to studying. Even some of the programs, in which I'm gonna tell you a few of the resources that you can use for the DAT are a DAT Bootcamp, Booster.
Yep.
You have YouTube videos or channels, I should say, such as like Chad's videos. You have iPrep. You also can have notes passed down from friends or any type of resource or people that you know that may already be in the dental field and or have prepped for this test before. So all of these are great resources and a way to, I personally think, some of the best ways to study for the DAT. And speaking on those schedules, when you use DAT Booster or Bootcamp, they usually come with a week-by-week schedule that they like to keep you on, that preps you for the exam. But sometimes you can veer off from that. I know I did. I kind of created my own schedule too, but I tailored it to what they kind of already had laid out. So I feel like that best helped me. But even an ideal amount of studying time in which that program is going to tell you is probably about 8 hours, man. But I want to give y'all a method to the madness because, hey, one thing you don't want to do is burn yourself out, right?
Yeah.
You burn yourself out with this DAT, it can get real. So, yes, they're saying study for 8 hours, but hey, I think maybe you should go an hour on, 20 to 30 minute break.
Yeah.
Hour on, 20.
I did that.
Yeah, you gotta create some sort of balance when it comes to the studying because I'm telling you, it is a lot. It's a lot, man. You're gonna be one of the best analogies somebody gave me when I was coming into dental school and or preparing for dental school was like, man, like the influx of information is kind of like you have an open fire hydrant and you're trying to drink the water with a straw. Like, that's how much information it is to take in because it's just a lot. Almost impossible if you get what we're saying. So, yeah, man, you just got to just do it because it is not impossible. It is almost but never impossible.
Facts. Another thing about the DAT is not just about everything that you know. It's also a strategical method to take the DAT. So that's an important point. into the prerequisites for getting into dental school. So I know we're gonna give y'all like a generalized list, but it can vary from school to school. So you need 2 biology courses with the lab, which is Bio 1, Bio 2. You need 2 chemistry courses with the lab, which will be General Chemistry 1, General Chemistry 2. Also 2 organic chemistries with the lab, 1 biochem, and 2 physics courses. But I mean, it can vary from school to school because I know some schools require physics, some don't. Some require anatomy and physiology, some don't.
Some require calculus, things like that.
Yeah.
So
also, statistics is one of them too. You also need statistics to apply to dental school.
Yeah, but like we mentioned earlier, you know, this varies school to school. So just be sure that whatever schools you may have in mind that you want to apply to, you know, when it comes time for you to apply to dental school, you are checking those specific schools' requirements and things like that, because you don't want to waste your time taking the course, and or you don't want to waste your time applying to a school that you may not have the prerequisite for. And don't get discouraged, because if you don't have the prerequisite, there are ways to get them. You can always find outside sources, such as maybe like local community colleges, online courses that will offer that 1 credit. But as another thing, when you look at these different outside resources other than your university, you need to make sure that the university you are applying to accepts the accreditation from that outside resource. So, you know, once again, trying to cut down and limit any type of time wasting for y'all, man. Shout out to all the pre-dents out there, man. We love y'all for real. We actually do this for y'all. Like, we do this for y'all.
The dental pre-dental panel coming soon.
Man, for real.
Right.
Oh, so I kind of have to backtrack though, because one thing we didn't touch on was that testing anxiety when it comes to the DAT.
Yeah.
But hey, and I feel like that kind of leads into everything, because once you get those prerequisites out the way and you get into that process of starting to apply for the DAT, prep for the DAT, you know, it comes with some anxiety. But we're here to let y'all know, Key Smiles and Lit Dentist, we done been there before, y'all, and it can be a little nerve-wracking, but you can handle it. All you gotta do is relax, breathe, and know that your hard work is gonna pay off in the end. We're gonna jump back in on another topic, and we're gonna talk about gaining relevant experience. So what that means is gaining some sort of experience that will propel you or get you closer to your goal of becoming a dentist. So when we talk about these things, we're gonna talk about shadowing experience, any type of just volunteer hours that will get you maybe around dentistry. It could even just be going to an event where you're learning about proper oral hygiene, things like that, to put on a resume or a CV for that matter, and just get some knowledge or some sort of experience in the dental field.
Yeah, I think for me, since I knew I wanted to go to dental school, since the time that I got into college, every summer I would do shadowing, and every summer I would like try to do something productive that geared towards dentistry. So make sure you spend your time doing the right things if you want to pursue this career, because it can get rigorous later on.
Yeah, and even mentioning the summer, because I know I didn't do it, but I want to give you guys this knowledge as pre-dents. I have some line brothers and things like that who also have done things in the summer, like Chapette and things like that, to get you closer to the dental field. So they have like summer enrichment programs at these different universities that you could be joining and starting from your freshman year in college. That way, when you come, you know, around to the end of the dental cycle and you're trying to get into these different schools, you've already been on campus, you've done certain activities, you met professors and things like that. So take advantage of those enrichment programs. I believe one is called Chapette, and maybe another one like iDent or something like their iDid.
Yeah.
So, you know, don't quote me on that. I know Chapette is one and iDid, but, you know, get online and go look at those, because they're very, very valuable. I promise you. I wish I would have known about them sooner.
All right, now let's get into the topic for the personal statement. Me personally, I had prepared mine months in advance before I did my application, and then I had my professional advisor look at it, my mentor look at it. I even sent it to a couple of dental school like D1s and had them look at it. So make sure you get eyes on it, so you know you can get the best personal statement possible.
Yeah, no, the personal statement is definitely an important piece to your dental school application. For me, I know I was always told, you know, you kind of want to tell a story. You want to tell, you know, what got you interested in dentistry. What steps have you taken to pursue, you know, that interest in dentistry. You kind of want to make it a story. Tell a story, wrap it all in, and like my brother Lit Dentist was telling y'all, you gotta get second pair of eyes on the personal statement. I feel like that's super important, because you know some things that you may have written and you may have not caught, another person will, or they can just tell you how to maybe better extrapolate upon some of the things you were trying to say within your personal statement. So, always get that second pair of eyes when it comes to the personal statement. And I feel like another key thing is to just be you.
Yeah.
Don't try to be somebody else on paper. Be you, because when you have that demo school interview, it's gonna show.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna show. You can't hide it. Another thing I'm gonna just add to the personal statement is don't get on there and be cliche, because they're gonna see right through there. They going through thousands and thousands of different personal statements, applications. Don't get on there and try to go find a personal statement off of the internet. Just try to be original and don't get on there and just be like, well, I like teeth or things of that nature. So just try to be unique, be original.
It's not bad to look at maybe another resource of a personal statement to get a grasp of what a personal statement is, but be authentic with your own personal statement. But getting outside of personal statements, man, now we got to talk about them dental school interviews, because after they write the personal statement, they submit an application, they get, their blessings rightfully, and they get that dental school interview. They got to be ready for that, right?
Yeah, most definitely. But before you even get to the interview process, really key in onto the application process, because think about it. You're going to be applying to these different schools, and they're not going to, ADIA isn't even going to send your application over until you submit all of your transcripts, you have your personal statement, and then you have pay the fees until you submit everything. Until you submit everything 100%. Then they'll send it to the school, and then whatever school you sent it to will send you a supplemental application, which you have to pay a fee, and some have you write essays, some don't. And then once you pay the supplemental fee for that school, then that specific school will review your application. So it's a lot to go into it. Make sure y'all jot these things down if you need to. But after all of that, then you'll get your interview. So I just wanted to kind of wrap things up with that. So.
Yeah. Facts. So that was the whole detailed process. But upon you getting that interview, we want y'all to be prepared, man. It's gonna be a professional interview. Ladies, I would say, come business casual attire, whatever that means to you. Fellas, I would say, get you a nice suit, maybe a tie, something like that. Bow tie if you're feeling real suave.
Oh.
But, you know what I'm saying? Be prepared for a real, maybe in-depth interview or a real relaxed interview. You might receive questions like, why do you want to be a dentist? What made you pursue dentistry? Do you have any family members who have been dentists before in the past? And you might even get questions as crazy as I heard some people that interviewed have been like, what was your last meal? Like, things like that. Like, they really want to get to know you. But some people might grill you, and you got to be ready for that. So don't get intimidated. Like we keep telling y'all, just be yourself. That's the best person that you can be, is yourself. But also, you know what I'm saying? If you have to, flip that switch, become professional. It is a professional interview.
I would like to add to that when you're preparing for your interview, make sure you're utilizing your resources. I use Student Doctor Network to look up questions that previous students had gotten, and I just kind of got an insight to what they would ask me. I didn't necessarily write down what I was gonna say because I wanted to be authentic in my interview, but it was very helpful to get some of the questions and be okay, they're gonna ask me this, at least I'll have a heads up. So make sure you utilize the Student Doctor Network for sure.
Yeah, that, and I know if y'all need me, y'all can reach out to me personally. I have some old questions that people have given me and things that could just help you get a gauge on what your interview might look like. So feel free to reach out to, I want to say, any dentist or any dental student that you may know. If they doing right, they're gonna be willing to reach down and give you that info. So listen, hey, reach out, and we willing to reach back. Talking about them dental finances, man. And how to finance this whole thing that we call dental school, the application process, everything. So how we managing that money, bro?
Me personally, I was lucky enough to have a monthly scholarship gifted to me when I was in undergrad. So every month I would put aside $100 or $50 or whatever the case might be, and I would just save it all up, build it all up. But unfortunately, I had to apply to dental school twice, so it was a little bit more expensive than I expected. So I think my second go round, I was just putting money aside. I could see the bigger picture early on. So try to get into that mindset. Even though you might be a junior or a senior, or you might be in the master's program, make sure you're understanding this is not the end of my career. So that will really help you put aside money to use to apply to dental school, because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. Like you banking on spending just $1,000 bare minimum.
And I mean that's bare minimum. You know, we talk about them dental finances, and we have to address the fact that it's really two portions of financing when it comes to dental school that you have to do. One is the applying and getting into dental school part, which, like we said, will probably run you at bare minimum about $1,000. I really want to gauge it higher than that, but we're gonna just set the bare minimum about $1,000. But then we talk about when you get into dental school.
Ooh.
So yeah, those loans gonna kick y'all, and like, you know, it's not something to be afraid of. You know, most people may be that it's a substantial. Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna cut that out. Substantial amount of money, but I think right now, personally, we can give y'all a breakdown of what we're looking like here at Meharry. You're gonna be taking out about $110,000 plus a year, probably at any dental school. I would say easily.
Most about
95.
Most is about 100. Most about 100. Most about 100.
Yeah,
a year anyway.
Yeah, most schools about $100,000 a year, depending on what school you're at. Some may be slightly lower, some may be slightly higher. But we just gonna estimate every year you're taking out about $100,000. And with these loans, you're gonna be taking out a good portion of it is gonna be for your tuition and things like that on campus. You're gonna have a good portion cut out for like living expenses and things like that they account for in that $100,000. Transportation, things like that. So you're gonna have to budget these things out. But it can be done. It can definitely be done. I know right now, I'm able to survive right now in dental school. Right?
Yeah, it's pretty much like undergrad. Like you just pay the tuition, you get the refund. It's just the amount is so much greater that it kind of like
makes it a little scary.
Yeah. But I mean, it's pretty much the same process. But definitely you want to tap into your budgeting, your adult side, because if you don't, things will it'll get hard.
Yeah, and also make sure in these dental finances that you try to look for scholarships out there, because they do exist. You have the NHSPC scholarship, which is like the health corps scholarship. You have certain scholarships given by the Army. You also have certain scholarships that are given just based on the state that you live in. So make sure that you're looking for these scholarships to try to cut down on those costs of dental school. Or even local dentists may give out small scholarships. So just be on the lookout, y'all, because I'm telling y'all, if you can't cut these costs down, you're going to want to do it.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do it.
So let's talk about diversity in dentistry and how is it beneficial. What do you think?
I feel like diversity in dentistry is important. Representation, you know what I'm saying, in this field is of an essence. I mean, you know, there's a very small amount of us in this field.
3%?
Yeah, 3%. So we just trying to add to that. So diversity in dentistry is important. I mean, that goes for anybody of any ethnicity, walk of life, or anything of that nature. So
yeah. So this is a rare sight that you're seeing here. 3% of dentists are black. You have 2 males here. Ain't no telling what percent of black dentists are males.
Males, yeah.
So, I mean, I think that the diversity is great, especially me coming from a PWI to Meharry, which is an HBCU. It was a completely different experience. I mean, I definitely enjoyed my PWI experience, but at Meharry it just feels so much more like home. You know, I fit in more here. I mean, most of y'all probably seen our videos. If you haven't on TikTok, just type in Meharry. You'll see how family oriented everybody is. Being with the basketball game, we had a powder puff game this past weekend.
that was crazy.
Med schools.
Yeah.
The dental school undefeated. That's all I want to say. But yeah, it's been great. You know, I think having black doctors or professionals in any field is great, because you know there's research that shows the people who look like you and relate from you or come from the same backgrounds as you, it's a better and higher it's a better quality of work, you know, and they have higher success rates as far as like different procedures and things of that nature. And this is proven. And
it's just
research.
They can relate, man. It's relatable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think this is very.
And that's not knocking anybody else, but this is right here. We're just proud to be here at our illustrious university, Meharry Medical College.
And it's not just for black people. You know, we have Egyptian people in our class. We have Hispanic people in our school. Like people of all natures. It's not just predominantly dominated by the majority. Yeah. So you know, everybody feel like family. You know, even the different races. Like it's
a big family. Literally.
Yeah, it's something that I can't explain, but I appreciate it.
You just gotta come get you one of these.
It's like one big family.
You just gotta come get you one of these. But yeah, man. Even coming from a HBCU, I can honestly say coming from Grambling to Meharry, that experience was completely different. You know what I'm saying? Just being here around all this for lack of better words, black excellence. It's really motivational.
Yeah.
It's inspiring. It just keeps you uplifted, and it's like, I think we said this plenty of times, but when I leave from here, it's gonna be crazy that I'm gonna be able to call around the world and at least just for my class alone know 74 other professional individuals in my field. But let's just put the entire Meharry together. Now we're talking about 500-600, you know, plus. So we making them numbers go up, man. I'm just really happy to be a part of it, man. I love my Meharry, and hey, I'm thankful for the opportunity to be Meharry made for sure. But hey, I hope that this episode was very beneficial to y'all. It's been real. We love always coming on here and just sharing this little bit of knowledge that we can give to y'all. And
yeah. And if you feel like we didn't go into depth about any of the topics, feel free to drop a comment below, and we'll answer it in the next video.
Yeah, for sure, man. Hey, the Dental Den, we out.